We are here with quite a familiar face to those that have been around the Northwestern volleyball program. The Hannah Brister back in town. She's helping out with camp this week, and got a chance to catch up with her. Hannah, first of all, how are you? How are things going? It's been a while since you've been around here.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be back in Natchitoches for a little bit?
It was very nostalgic, I'll say. I haven't been back since graduation, December of 2020. So, I mean, just seeing that Natchitoches sign was just, like I said, nostalgic for me.
A lot of memories.
Yeah.
Speaking of memories, take us back to your last year here, that 2019 season. The team won 20 matches, went to the playoffs. You had one of the best seasons in program history with over 500 kills, player of the year, all that sort of stuff. If you can summarize some of that for us, I know that's a lot, but maybe some favorite memories from that year, things that stood out that maybe even when you're telling your grandkids about playing volleyball, that season will stick out to you.
Yeah, wow. Well, 2019 just already seems like so long ago. But I would say like the one thing that stuck out to me that season was the fact that, I mean, we did make it to playoffs, and like that was really cool for our program and very monumental, I would say, for us. And I feel like just our team in general that year, I mean, like I was just wishing for one more year with them, but with COVID and everything, we didn't have that opportunity. But I mean, just the memories that we made through like bus trips and postseason going to Wyoming, like no one would have ever thought that Northwestern State would make it like that. And it was just fun is the word I would use to describe it.
Like I said, you're the first player to ever record 500 kills in a season. You were certainly on pace to break the career kills mark, but COVID happened. But even still, having your name listed among those like Stacy DeFrancesco, now Aldridge, as one of the top offensive players in program history. When you hear that, I mean, do you feel that, or I mean, how does that make you feel when you hear that?
Yeah, it's definitely like still something that I kind of not really forget about, but I'm like, wow, like I actually did make a change in that program and was a very monumental player, and it's obviously shaped me to the person I am today and the player I am and like where I am now. And I definitely think that it's good for other people on Northwestern State now to be able to one day hopefully reach that goal. I mean, records are meant to be broken. So
speaking of turning into what player you are now, unfortunately didn't get to play your senior season, or at least of indoor at Northwestern. The plan was all along was to go to LSU. You've been there the past couple of years. What's that experience like? Been playing at LSU, playing indoor and playing beach over there?
It's definitely great. I wasn't originally going to play indoor at LSU. I was just going to hang up the indoor shoes for good and play beach. And then I got this opportunity to play indoor, and I felt like I just couldn't pass it up in my heart. And I mean, obviously, it was a big challenge, a fun challenge, I would say. I'm always the type of player that loves challenges. And so being able to go from one of the standouts at Northwestern to, possibly riding the bench at LSU, it was definitely a good challenge for me to be able to step up into the player that I am now.
Were there any, maybe not mixed emotions, but were there any frustration with COVID that you weren't able to finish out your Northwestern career, at least on the indoor side?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like you said, like the all-time record and whatnot. I mean, obviously that's not everything, but I mean, we were set to finish well that next year, and kind of bittersweet going from Northwestern to LSU, knowing that I couldn't finish out with my senior class. That was those are my girls, so definitely bittersweet, I would say.
So like I said, back in Natchitoches for at least for a few days, helping out with the camp. As a Louisiana native, from South Louisiana, and seeing the way that volleyball is kind of really starting to grow a lot. How important is it to to have these camps and for players like you to work with the younger generation to say, hey, this is what we can build and this is what we can be going into the future?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, especially in Louisiana, I would say that we're a more underdeveloped in volleyball, and which, I mean, we have athletes out there. It's just like coaches like us and Coach Sean and Coach Stacy putting in the time and effort into giving them the tools that they need to be successful.
So what's next? I guess you still got one more season of beach, right?
Yeah, so I finally have an off season in the fall. It's going to be weird not showing up 2 weeks early for preseason, but I have an off season in the fall, and then we get back to work in the spring for my last beach season.
So you'll still be in the PMAC, I'm sure, watching the Tigers.
Oh
play,
yeah,
sure,
oh yeah. Those are my girls too.
Yeah. All right, Hannah. Well, thanks so much for spending some time in Natchitoches, spending some time with me, and we'll look to see you in the future on the beaches and wherever else you go after that.
Thank you.